When creating a new level, we will need to go to the project browser. In the project browser, we will need to locate the elevations views. We are going to create our new levels in the north elevation. In order to activate the north elevation, we will need to double click where it says north elevation. In the north elevation, you should already see two levels, level 1 and level 2. Looking at the front elevation, this line represents the grade. This line represents the finished floor 1, and this line represents the finished ceiling. To add a level to the north elevation, we will need to select the Architecture tab. In the Architecture ribbon, we will need to find the section of the ribbon that says Datum. In the Datum section of the ribbon, we will need to activate the level command. To activate the level command, we will select it. We will bring our cursor into the north elevation window and bring our cursor to line up with the two existing levels. You will notice that when the cursor lines up with the two existing levels, a dashed line will appear. I will do a left mouse button click to start the creation of the level. I will drag the cursor over to the right until the bubble lines up with the existing two levels. Once that occurs, I will do another left mouse button click to create the level. To end the level command, I will go to my modify button in my ribbon. This will deactivate the level command. Next, what I want to do is rename these levels. Looking at the front, so for level 1 should be renamed to say grade. So in order to rename the level, I will just double click in the name, highlight it, and type in the name grade and press enter. Here it will ask me, do I want to rename the corresponding views? I will say yes. What would happen is in the project browser, you will notice that level 1 under the floor plans has changed to grade, as well as under the ceiling plans has changed to grade. I also want to change the name of level 2, so I will double click on the name. The name for level 2 will be changed to say finish floor 1. I will press enter and the same dialog box will appear. I will say yes. So for the superstructure of the project, these are the 3 levels you will have for the superstructure. After renaming the levels, the next step is to put the appropriate distance between the levels. To determine the distance between finished floor 1 and finished ceiling 1, I will need to refer to the construction documents. In the construction documents, I will be able to locate the front elevation. For the front elevation, I will zoom in on the front elevation in order to locate the dimension necessary for the distance between the finished floor 1, which is the top of subfloor, and the finished ceiling 1, which is the bottom of the truss. In that, the dimension I am looking for is the 8 feet 1.5 inches in the typical wall detail. So if I look at the typical wall detail, I will also be able to identify the distance between the subfloor and the bottom of the truss to be 97.5 inches, which is equivalent to 8 feet 1.5 inches. So to put in the appropriate distance between finished ceiling 1 and finished floor 1, I will need to select the finished ceiling 1 level. I will change the temporary dimension to say 8 feet 1.5 inches and press enter. To assure that the distances between these levels stay as indicated, what you will need to do is on the temporary dimension you will see an icon that looks like a dimension symbol. This will allow you to convert the temporary dimension into a permanent dimension. So in order to do so, I will click on the icon beside the dimension. This will convert this dimension into a permanent dimension, and then I want to lock this dimension. So I will select the dimension line, and a lock should appear, and I will lock this dimension.